Okay, so as soon as he's through with cleaning all this up, plant ryegrass.
To carry you through the summer.
Okay.
And it'll grow weekly. It will not be great, but it'll be some stabilization.
It'll keep it from washing away because the topsoil is pretty deep here, I think. But
yeah, it'll come up with a lot of vigor, and then as soon as you get a dry spell, it's gonna start to kind of bow out. But
right,
don't waste money on permanent grass right now.
Okay, just keep the soil in place.
Right.
Okay. All right, and then after I'm through building, that's when I need to start worrying about moving trees, the pawpaws and stuff like that, closer to the sun.
Or where you got a lot of them, just more selective clearing and get a little more sun to them.
Right.
But you got a half a dozen that are good candidates to move up to the front perimeter instead of the back perimeter.
Okay.
And you know, like these.
Yeah.
That's what I try and dig under, get about 4 to 6 inches of soil.
Right.
And try and scrape those up and put those in a little group and out front somewhere.
Okay. Cool.
So maybe flagging, because a time that would be ideal to do that's when they don't have leaves on them.
Right. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Put a flag out. Here's pawpaw, and then come back in December.
Yeah.
And dig them.
Okay. And when I plant them, do I just stick them in the ground and leave them alone, or do I put fertilizer in the hole, or what do I do?
In disturbed ground, it'd be good to not fertilize at planting, but fertilize when they start coming out of dormancy the next growing season.
Okay, so when they start to bud, then come back around, or whatever they do.
And use what you got out here for amendment. Go scrape up some decomposed leaves and pine needles.
Oh, I see. That's my mulch.
That's your mulch and your soil amendment.
That's great. Okay, that's a great idea because that's what they like. That's where they're growing.
Yep.
Cool. So, as far as a forestry mulcher to run through the woods and thin it out, that's not what I want to do.
No.
Because it'll take out everything good.
Yeah, it'll compact the grounds. You don't want to drive anything through here.
Okay. I just wish there was a way to take out some of these pines without killing everything in their path. You know? I got some big old pines. What is that tree right there with a fork in it?
Cherry.
That's cherry?
Wild cherry.
Wild cherry. Okay. Mercy.
You know, most of these elms and little maples and things that are in here and poplars, if you picked a pine like the size of that one.
Right.
Look at the way it's leaning.
Gotcha.
Cut it, let it drop. It's going to brush off some of those things. They might bend over and pop back up.
Right.
But
they'll come back.
Yeah. They're flexible enough. You're not going to do permanent damage to some of them. Just
okay.
Drop a few pines one weekend and then drop a few pines the next weekend and cut them up and stack logs neatly and cut your branches in decent size lengths so they're manageable and just lay them on the ground and
let them decompose.
Neaten them up, but let them stay on place and decompose.
Okay.
You get somebody driving around here scooping stuff up, you're going to do a lot more harm than good.
Okay, that's good. That's what I needed to hear. So all this stuff, this deadfall that's already here, I just need to cut that up and stack it like you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just kind of have a few little manageable piles.
Okay. Okay. This is what I'm going to be doing on the weekends for a while.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Well, I mean, some of this stuff is old enough, it's brittle enough, it'll break.
Right.
You just snap it in links, it's easy to handle.
Gotcha. Well, that sounds like a plan, brother.
Yeah, you look at here's how the water flows. So if you start laying some stacks of logs this way, it's going to slow down erosion.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, don't just throw them in the ditch, because then the water's going to try and push them down, and they're going to get backlogged, and it's going to be a mess.
Right.
But let them stay flat on the ground here, and you know,
Use them.
5 years of leaf fall and pine needle fall, they'll just become little decomposing mounds.
Okay. Sounds good to me. So as far as health of these trees goes, there's, other than this gigantic poplar over here, there's nothing that looks like it's going to make everything else get sick and die, is it?
I mean, my only concern would be
Good Lord.
the initial ring of pines that's now exposed.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Because any straight line winds, microbursts, tornadoes,
They're gone.
you've created an opening that's got wind exposure now.
Right. And that big old tree of heaven I'm seeing on the other side over there, that's got to come out.
Yep, cut that.
Mm.
And, really, Paul. That may have enough light now. I mean, maybe they're not fruiting and don't have size because they've been suppressed by the pines. You may have already given them enough light exposure
Okay.
to grow into something.
Okay. But I just need to be wary of all those pine trees. Oh, Lord, have mercy.
And I'd have a little grass along the edge of the driveway,
Mm-hmm.
and then right up around your parking area, a little patch
Okay.
off of the front door, a small patch in the back, but I wouldn't try and create a lot of
Yeah.
mowing. I mean,
Nah.
you could get yourself a battery-powered Ego
Uh-huh.
push mower. I don't see any more square footage of grass here than what I've got in my yard.
Okay.
And I mow my yard in 15 minutes with a push
Oh,
mower.
wow. Okay.
Because, like, from here 20, 30 feet in,
Right.
you could do shrub plantings
Okay.
that start to blend into the natural.
Yeah.
Oak leaf hydrangea, native azalea, hollies.
Right. Okay.
That gradually transition to woods again.
Cool. My burn pile has turned into a pile of cooked dirt.